In this video, I'm going to show you how to write a good Merch by Amazon product listing, and we're going to start right now. What's up, YouTube? This is Doug from merchmetrics.com. Welcome to another video. If this is your first time here and you want to learn how to design and sell t-shirts, grow your print-on-demand business, or learn about other ways to earn passive income, start now by subscribing and clicking the bell so you don't miss anything. Alright, so I jumped into the computer and I started up a listing. I have uploaded a labor and delivery nurse design. It's for nurses who work in a hospital setting, who work on labor and delivery or mother-baby units. So I'm going to go ahead and scroll down to the titles, descriptions, brand names, featured bullets. I have copied and pasted in a list of keywords. Now, the reason I've done that is because when you get to this point in the process, you should already know what keywords you're going for before you even created the design. If you haven't already watched one of my videos on how to do your Merch by Amazon research, check out one of the cards above and check that out now, because without that part, you can't really do this part. There's a couple different versions of the video I've done. If you look back into some of my older videos, you can look at some of the ones I did manually without using any paid tools, and then the most recent one I did was using a tool called Merch Informer. It's by far the easiest way to do your merch research because you can keep everything categorized, and you can create favorite lists. And then if you're going into say make a whole bunch of nurse designs, then you could pull up your nurse favorites list, and then you'd have all of those there. You'd have all the titles, description, bullet points, and you'd be able to identify whatever keywords they were using. Now, I do all that before I create a design. That way I already know that there's some that are selling for these keywords, and I know that those keywords are are in existence in successful products. So I already know that I want to use them. Now, how do I go about crafting a title, a brand name, and the two featured bullets? Now, I use complete sentences whenever possible, and I use my keywords, but I want to make sure that I'm not keyword stuffing, and I want to make it readable to a human being. Now, it doesn't have to be that way. That's how a lot of people are still keyword stuffing and putting, comma separated lists of keywords in their bullet points. To be honest, I think Amazon, even though they have put it out in their best practices, I don't think that their tools are smart enough to catch them. I think if you do get a manual review, though, I think that that's going to come back to bite you. If you got a manual review and a human read your listing, they would definitely flag that and probably reject it. So whenever possible, you want to make sure you're using complete sentences for your bullet points and for your product description, if you choose to use a product description. Now, I'll go back at the end and we will talk about product descriptions a little more. But for now, let's go ahead and start writing a title. So this is a design for nurses, for registered nurses, for labor and delivery nurses. So let's go ahead and write a title using the keywords that I've already identified. You can see I pasted them in here. They were on their own lines, and Amazon has squished it all together. So you can kind of tell by where the capitalizations are, where the keywords are, but I can separate them really quick. But as soon as I go to write in one of the other fields, it's going to put this right back the way it was. I guess newborn is probably one word. There we go. So you can say I have like 8 keywords that I want to try and use. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm just going to say, since I have mother, baby, labor and delivery, and nurse, let's just combine some of those to make a title. So let's say labor and delivery nurse design. So we managed to get 2 keywords into the title, which is pretty good. Then we'll write a brand name using the rest of them, or using some more. So let's say, since we used labor and delivery for that one, let's use mother, baby, nurse designs as the brand name. So we got mother, baby, and nurse in there. So already we've used 4 keywords, and nurse has been used twice, so it's got some more relevance for the listing. And then we want to use a complete sentence here. So I'm going to say design for hospital nurses, hospital registered nurses, working with newborns. Newborns and mothers. So there, we got newborns, mothers, hospital, and registered nurses. We got 4 more keywords in there. And then we're going to say something else in this one. So I'll say, let's say, which one did we not use again? So I think labor and delivery is probably the more common. Mother baby is also pretty common, but let's say labor and delivery. Nurses are heroes. Hospital workers that work with at-risk newborns to help deliver babies. So you can see I got a couple more in there. I got labor and delivery, I got nurses again, I got hospital, I got newborns, and deliver babies. So I mean, that's, if we counted them up, like, let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then we got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, mother baby 1, so 10, 11, 12, labor and delivery is 12, and nurse is 13. So 13 keywords in 4 sentences. And that's how I do it. I mean, that's basically what I do. I want to make it as legible, readable for human beings as possible, even though I don't think most people make a decision based on what's in here. I do think that the reviewers at Amazon like to see complete sentences. I will talk to you really briefly about the product description. Now, the product description doesn't show up, well, I shouldn't say that. So the product description does show up on Amazon's listings. It's below the suggested products, though. So if you were to go to look at a Merch by Amazon design, you'd see the design, the features and bullets, and then you scroll down and you'll see you know, the BSR stuff, and then it'll show you the suggested products that are similar to this product that it wants you to consider as well. So if you continue to scroll below that, you'll run into the product description. It's not something that humans on Amazon are searching. They're not reading it, and I don't think it's important as far as getting found, and I don't believe that it is used for the search algorithm at all. The one place that it does show up is if your design were to become popular or were to be in, say, a niche by itself, and that listing page was to rank on Google, then the snippet of text that Google would show on their search listings would be that snippet of text. All right, so I don't know how important that is. I think that if you're probably in tier 2000, tier 4000 or higher, that if you had done this on every single listing, it might be relevant in some of your listings, and it may have had enough of an impact to make it worthwhile. That being said, the reason that I don't do it is because every single time you create a line of text, you need to search that line of text to make sure that it is not trademark or copyrighted material. I think that it's hard enough to go through the 4 lines that I've written here and make sure that nothing is going to violate copyright or trademark. So I don't want to have to write a whole bunch more stuff that I then have to go back and check. I think it slows you down too much, and it's just not, the benefit is just not there. So for instance, let's go and we'll just pull up Trademarkia, or I'll do a quick search. Let's see. I did the baby nurse design, so let's check that. So not listed. Let's get rid of designs and just see. So baby nurse is a live mark for, well, it says dolls, namely fashion and talking dolls. So it's not listed for apparel. So it's actually probably fine in this case, but you can see why I just searched for a snippet of text off of one of the 4 fields, and I found a trademark. Now it doesn't apply in this case, but that doesn't mean that there aren't more in here that I'll have to go back and check. Some people do this as a batch. They'll just go and do this as they're writing, and they'll write their products descriptions and titles and bullet points, and then go load, and then they'll have it all in a spreadsheet, and then they'll go upload all at once. And that's certainly one way you can do it. I tend to not do it that way, but that's certainly one way you could do it. So I think that you guys have a pretty good idea now of how to go about uploading a design and writing your the text that goes along with your listing. If you have any questions, please leave me a comment down below. And if you like this video, I really appreciate you hitting like. Again, if you have not seen my other videos on how to do your niche research in the beginning and how to find those keywords, check out one of these videos and you can kind of learn that process as well. I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks.